Hello, and what is up to you, the people of YouTube who are watching our video? Thank you for stopping by. This is another episode of the critically acclaimed show, Saints React. The show where the points don't matter, the songs are good, and we make up a rating system at the end.
Also, the songs aren't always good.
Most of the time they're good. But correct. That is a very astute observation that you
Also,
made.
although I assume this one will be good, we haven't heard it yet, so we don't know.
That is also another fact. We do usually take requests from people who say, hey, this track is good. This one, we're going off the cuff. And we're just picking one off of the new Joyner Lucas Evolution track. For those of you who don't know, we're Saints Music. We make music. We do reactions like this. It's called Saints React. I do my own reactions. They're called Rayn's Reacts.
That's what they're
we
called.
go live sometimes on the weeks, sometimes a couple times, sometimes whatever. Just you got to watch. Hit that notification bell if you're really interested in knowing.
Then you'll know.
Subscribe to us. We appreciate it. Give us a like, a comment. Tell us if there's something you want to hear. If we've heard it, we might not do it, but if we haven't heard it, we would love to check it out for show.
That's
also. We always love people joining the Saints crew, so please join up with us and be a part of the movement because we're choo-choo. We're trained and we rolling. Anyways, this is Joyner Lucas Evolution. We gonna get into this right now. That's how we do it. Yeah, right now. Let's go.
Trapped in prison.
Whoa.
I want to expand my brain, but I'm trapped in prison. Got me shackled up with chains for the maximum sentence. I'm trying to get out my ways to bring me back to senses. And maybe teach myself some game and turn my rags to riches. Ain't no excuses.
I love how he's talking about how he's in a prison, he's shackled up, and he's like, maybe I just want to teach myself some game and get out and get the riches. Like, you know, he kind of feels like he was shackled, maybe, and had to learn it himself and do it himself. So why not do it this way? And
also, this beat is dope.
This beat is, you know, it's interesting. I'm interested to see what happens when it actually like drops, because I don't know which way it's gonna go, and I have no idea what the drums will sound like on this. That's gonna be interesting to see.
I want to expand my brain, but I'm trapped in prison. Got me shackled up with chains for the maximum sentence. I'm trying to get out my ways to bring me back to senses. And maybe teach myself some game and turn my rags to riches. Ain't no excuses, we all start at the bottom. Gotta learn to speak your truth, and that's just part of the process. Shit, if I ain't the solution, guess I'm part of the problem. You pulling flowers out.
Shit, if I ain't part of the solution, maybe I'm part of the problem. I don't know what that next bar is. I feel like he's pulling flowers out. I feel like he's going to say something, but I really like that line.
Shit, if I ain't the solution, guess I'm part of the problem. You pulling flowers out the roots when I just wanted to blossom. And I'm exhausted, but I tried my best. We need to change because we was tired of stress. Trying to flex. Bought you a chain, but couldn't buy respect. I'm not impressed. We can't evolve unless we follow steps. It's not a test. Tired of fronting like...
All right, I like how the beat kind of is evolving.
Yeah, I'm like
that,
I was
super like video game electronic sound to like this nice little guitar riff. That's pretty.
And we
dope.
still don't
I
have
like
any
that.
drums. It just kind of switched around a little. I mean, we still don't have much of the drums. Sorry. Like,
I mean,
there's
plenty of drums.
There is drums in there.
There's a substantial, significant, satisfactory amount of drums, I would say. The three S's when it comes to drums.
Like we not oppressed, and I thought if I was rich, then all my problems be through.
You want more drums than that? That's. I mean, you got like a.
No,
kick,
I was expecting.
You got like a little cymbal and a hat in there, like.
I was expecting it to drop a little harder.
He wants one of those things where you smack it and it goes.
And that's
like
what that's
like cowbell. You want more cowbell? Is that what you want?
Maybe.
All right.
You could always use more cowbell.
Well, let's see what happens. Let's see if it evolves into cowbell.
It's a logo beat.
Till I made a few million and now I got more problems than you. I know it feels good to win, but it hurts a lot when you lose. You never say what you gon' do unless you following through.
Oh, I know it feels good to win, but it hurts to lose. Don't say what you're gonna do unless you're following through. That's a line right there. A lot of people say, you know, you talk about what you're doing. That's what I say. A lot of things in my rhymes about moving in silence. Yeah. Like, you don't have to tell everybody what you're doing if you do it. Like, they gonna see what you do if you do it. Yep. No one cares about what you say you're gonna do, because then you get up that thing where it's like, well, you know, you always have something going on. Yeah, you always.
One of my favorite quotes is, "You are not defined by what you say you're gonna do, but by what you actually do."
Yeah, and that was kind of what he said in that line. I loved it.
Solid.
Win, but it hurts a lot when you lose. You never say what you gon' do unless you following through. I'm talking execution. And I don't know where I'm going, but I'm learning as I'm growing. That's the evolution. Hope I don't finish last. I'm still healing from my past.
Okay, can we get some more drums in this track though?
Well, so this, and when I said that, this is really, I kind of felt like this might go in like they could go in a few directions. So I was interested to see if it went in kind of the 21 Pilots direction, where they have like this, they have this like kind of mellow beat, and then all of a sudden it goes into like a more like hip hop kind of sound thing,
sure.
Or something, or if it was gonna stay like a mellow sound. I kind of expected it to go a little bit harder, but also I didn't expect him to quite like. I didn't expect him to kind of ride it with just like the punchline after punchline after punchline which he always does that, but usually he does that on like tracks that are like ISIS and things where he's like a little bit more, it's like harder, and I like the grittiness of, or like the polishness of this, where he usually has so much grittiness in his sound, and that's what so far of the things I think we've heard 2 now 3 songs on this album, of the things I've heard, I really like that it sounds very polished, in a sense, not in a sense of like it sounding better or cleaner or anything. It's just like he's sounding like he's doing it a little bit more like, I don't know, a little differently. I don't know how to explain it, but like the vocals are a little more like singing and a little less like just hard gritty hip hop. I don't know.
I like it. Let's get it.
I need some retribution. Did a lot of getting even, but I'm sick and tired of beefing. What's the resolution? I'm talking evolution. Gotta be honest, I never thought that I would pop this quickly. Feels good to look at my phone and see Rihanna hit me. Nah, it ain't on no shit like that. Shorty, a goddess to me. Just one of my friends that I can vent to when my conscience get me.
What it's like to look at my phone and see Rihanna hit me? Not on some shit like that. She's a goddess to me. Dude, that's dope. I like that. That's a flex, too.
That is a flex, dude. Is funk in here?
Feels good to look at my phone and see Rihanna hit me. Nah, it ain't on no shit like that. Shorty, a goddess to me. Just one of my friends that I can vent to when my conscience get me. Look, I ain't into
it ain't like that. It's just one of my friends that I can vent to. Yo, and for real, I feel like as a dude, I get that, right? Like, there's a lot of like, I know more females that I have like in my, that I talk to like that, where it's just like there ain't nothing else to it. It's just like we just cool, we just homies, and that's what it is. And I like how he's just like, yeah, no, y'all can say whatever you want, but it ain't like that. We just do it this, it's just this.
Goddess to me. Just one of my friends that I can vent to when my conscience get me. Look, I ain't into what niggas is doing. I'm on some other shit. I never been the type to turn up and be on that clever shit. I'm looking at niggas like, bruh, you grown. How you still love this shit? I'd rather be home and watch some movies with my son and shit. Plus, I ain't trying to impress nobody. That shit.
He ain't trying to club. He's trying to be at home watching movies with his son. He's trying to, he's trying to live the family life. He ain't about that club and shit.
How you grown and you still love this shit?
I mean,
that. I like that.
You know what? But to each their own, bro. Like, to each their own. I still club hard.
Do you?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I club super hard. It's 2014, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a brain injury.
To be home and watch some movies with my son and shit. Plus, I ain't trying to impress nobody. That shit get old quick. Like staring at an old flick. Trying to travel back in 06. Maybe hope for what I won't get.
He's trying to hang out with you back in the past, man.
I missed like so many of these things because you said something that was a joke that was funny.
I'd rather be home and watch some movies with my son and shit.
I don't remember it. I had a brain injury.
Plus, I ain't trying to impress nobody. That shit get old quick. Like staring at an old flick. Trying to travel back in 06. Maybe hope for what I won't get. All the temporary happiness only lasts until you grow sick. And them lights start to go dim. And the walls start to close in.
All that temporary happiness only lasts until it goes in.
Yeah.
And the walls around you start to close in. It gets, dude, that's it's so true. Like, because so many of these things, so much. If you can find happiness in a lot of different ways, but sometimes that happiness isn't a sustainable thing.
Right.
For me, that was drugs and alcohol. That was not a sustainable living. But and then you find things like music, where, and I'm always a firm believer that you can make anything a negative if you do it in the wrong way.
Absolutely.
There's dudes out there who do music.
And it kills them.
And it kills them, right? And because you're doing it too much. Anything you do, to a point where you're legitimately not healthy, but
anything you do in an unhealthy environment is detrimental. So,
yeah.
It lasts until you grow sick, and them lights start to go dim, and the walls start to close in, and the time start to pass you by. Don't act surprised, better be careful what you ask from God. I had some jobs, shit I quit and took control, my nigga.
You better be careful what you ask from God. I had some jobs.
Time start to pass you by. Don't act surprised, better be careful what you ask from God. I had some jobs, shit I quit and took control, my nigga. Got tired of building companies up that I ain't own, my nigga. It's time to grow, my nigga.
Tired of building companies up that I don't own.
Yeah.
That's bar.
Real.
That is real life shit right there.
Well,
and
I think
so much to do with the music industry right now.
And I think that's also, yes, I mean, obviously huge in the music industry. You know, most people, when they're kind of coming up, it's very easy to be taken advantage of. You know, you sign your life away and somebody else owns your creative talent. Somebody else owns your intellectual property, you know?
And bringing this back to another reaction we did, this is what I would have loved to hear Big Sean spit his verse on. And that was what I was saying. I was no disrespect to what, but I would have loved for him to spit that on this.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you would have hit it, and you would have had those bars just like that one at the end. The way that hit, or that one that we just ended or paused on right here. The way that hit, I feel like that's how Big Sean's whole verse would have been if it was on something a little bit slower. And he was, because this right here was exactly what I was saying. This is exactly what I wanted to hear that verse on, because he was saying a lot of stuff, but a lot of it was in those 4 bars. He was like, and it's like, no, man, you. Like there was so much to dissect right there. That. And so this would have been the bar that. But I love that bar right there. I love the way, and it's really, it's a lot of people doing it. It's a big thing in society too, like building up businesses that you don't own.
And I mean, also a lot of businesses will allow their employees to get in on the, like, to own stock, in the, and be a partial owner in the company that they're working on building from the inside. And I mean, just as a good idea, don't be part of shit that's not helping build you up.
Especially when you're making the money. Exactly. And what you don't want to be the cash cow for a whole business when you can do that yourself. Exactly. And I think that's kind of what a big thing of what he's saying too. He's done making all that money for other people because he's the one doing all the work. Yeah. Nigga. Maybe not all the work, but he's the one doing a lot of the. He's building the product. He's building the product, and that's what's selling. Other people are selling the product and doing things, but he's doing it without him.
The bottom people are doing the majority of the work.
Yeah, exactly.
Got tired of building companies up that I ain't own, my nigga. It's time to grow, my nigga. Evolution. And I don't know where I'm going, but I'm learning as I'm growing. That's the evolution.
I don't know where I'm going, but I'm learning as I'm growing. That's the evolution. And also, I don't know who is doing the backings on these.
Clean.
But,
so clean.
I love it. I love the way that he's just brought that in so cleanly. This might be... No, that's a dude. Never mind.
Hope I don't finish last. I'm still healing from my past. I need some retribution. Did a lot of getting even, but I'm sick and tired of beefing. What's the resolution? Talking evolution. I'm sorry.
That was dope.
Dude,
I like that.
I think Evolution is the perfect name for this album.
Yeah.
Like, going back to, what was the name of his first album? It's a phone number.
Yeah, there was the suicide.
Yeah.
Wasn't that one?
No, that was Logic did that.
Yeah.
508, whatever. The one with Winter Blues.
Yeah.
Fantastic album. I'm going to look it up real quick so I get it right. Joyner Lucas. What is... Why can't you just give me the name of it? 508-507-2209. Fantastic album.
Yes.
I can't believe that's only 3 years old.
He's been putting in work, man.
Dude, he's come so far in those 3 years.
He has, really.
Wow.
Like,
I love this album, but it felt so raw and, like, not I don't want to say immature, but, like, kind of unpolished.
That's what I was saying. This feels to me like the most polished work he's done. Where it's like, but he's always been great. He's always been amazing.
Quintessential Joyner.
Yeah, it's still him. It's just for me, it's like everything. It's fitting. It's all on point. It's all like I loved his ADHD album. I loved
so good.
that phone number. How you remember that? I don't know. But I love that one too. Like. I just feel like so far what I've heard on this has been just like it's kind of been like a next level of just sound and quality and vision, and I'm loving it so far.
And it's a really nice like kind of backdrop to his delivery and his lyrics, because he's constantly, like, if you just listen to him, he's constantly striving for that like next level of communication. He's trying to tell a story always, and he's getting better and better at telling that exact story he's trying to tell. I love this. I can't wait to hear the rest of this, whether we're reacting to it or just bopping in the car. So
I loved it. I'm gonna grade this one family bundle from McDonald's.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll give it 73 beach blankets.
That is
good.
Wow. Well, that was
loved
great.
it.
That was great.
No turkeys.
Thanks
today.
for checking it out. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Do all those YouTube-y things that we do on the YouTube.
Tap all the
buttons. Join us for the next one. This is Saints. Later.
Peace.